Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is another Chef to Chef Live from Club Resort Chef Association. This week, we are sponsored by Sterno. Appreciate Sterno for being supportive of us. And we have a couple of Ohio chefs here today. We have Sean Sennet from Kenwood Country Club in Cincinnati, Ohio, and then Scott Ryan from The Country Club in Cleveland. Chefs, you probably couldn't be further away from each other.
No,
Yeah.
at least in the same state.
Do you guys talk to each other? Do you know each other from chef to chef, or just running into each other? Or?
Familiar face, but I don't know if we've formally met. So
I don't think so either, but we will after this for sure.
yes.
Right. So we are still in trying times. A pandemic is still upon us, and I thought by this time when I'm doing these chef to chef lives, we would have broken through the pandemic and been talking about weddings and indoor events and everything, but we're not quite there yet. It looks like we are in for another second wave possibly or something. So we're all kind of in that same format of to-goes and everything like that. If you could just both describe what your clubs are at. You're both in the same state, so you know the protocols are going to be the same for both of you. But Chef Sean, you want to tell me what day-to-day operations are like at Kenwood right now?
Sure. We actually just went to 6 days. We opened our pool about 2 weeks ago, and we also have a large bar that sits out there. It sits about 125. Of course, you can't sit that many now, but we have been pretty creative with seating, spread it out more. So we still are doing some large numbers, but you know, our golf course is going through a renovation. We just opened up. We have 36 holes. We just opened up the 9, so we have 27 right now, and that happened yesterday. So it's almost business as normal. It's just you know, with the pool that we have reservations, and then there's breaks in between those reservation times. So it's about an hour and a half slot, and then we sanitize the area. We have a couple foggers as well that sanitize the benches and all that. And then we're seeing numbers just, you know, all those reservation times are full. So it almost feels like we're busier than what we would be normally. You know, the golf, we usually don't have tee times. We went to tee times during all this to kind of pace everything. And those are, you know, stacked the whole day. And I don't know how everybody else is, but we have really not stopped. I mean, it's been good for the club. I mean, we're able to get the revenue in without the banquets. We're doing one of our first golf events next week, and so that should be kind of interesting. But we're utilizing we have a summer house. It's kind of like a golf turn and a pool concession. We're using that a lot for some of these golf events, so they're more of grab and goes and things like that.
Yeah, that's where, in talking to a lot of chefs recently, everybody does seem to be a little bit busier a la carte with the patio. And we talked about this a little earlier about doing above and beyond budgeted numbers from last year, a la carte wise. And it's a strange formula. I'm not sure what's driving it. Is your pool house open right now? I know you're getting people in and out of there in scheduled times. Did you open it up for limited service, or are you doing through the clubhouse?
As far as
The pool.
food, yeah, food it's coming out of the pool house. And what we did was we went for it's all serviced. So you come up to a counter. We have you know, 6 feet spacing between customers and members, and then they have a table number. So it's almost like you would be at a counter service diner or something like that. So it's worked out pretty well for us. It just staffing levels increased, and I don't know about anybody else, but it's been kind of hard to get staff currently. But we did increase it with some younger, like you know, college students who are obviously in college, but we've been able to facilitate that.
Cool. Chef Scott, what's your facility looking like, day-to-day operation?
A lot of stuff Sean touched on. We did a lot of the same protocol. We have the time slots at the pool. Golf is probably doubled. We're doing close to 200 rounds a day. Dining room is packed. You know, the first couple of months, we opened April 1st, and we went gangbusters on to-goes. We were probably doing anywhere from 100, 150 to-goes a night. created the family meal plans, all the different odds and ends. We came up with any kind of specials we could. All the holidays we did big, we were doing, north of $20,000 on Easter, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, doing all these barbecue kits. So we've been getting pretty creative as far as keeping them engaged. A la carte itself, we're definitely up. As Sean touched base, we pulled a lot of seats out, but we seem to be getting creative on where to put people and how to put them there. We have an outdoor bar as well, and that's, we launched that. We waited about 2 weeks ago. We finally opened the pool, the patio outside, some of those options, and it's been really, really busy. But again, you take all the pressure of not doing banquets away, and it makes your life a lot easier. So something to be said about how much more enjoyable. We also like the stress of that. We did do a golf outing a couple weeks ago. We did a men's field day, and we do stations on every 4 holes. So moving forward, we're even doing that for member guests. We did lobster rolls, tenderloin kebabs. I did sushi on a hole. So we've been getting pretty creative and innovative to keep people, spending that kind of money that they might spend on a steak dinner and lobster. We just did it a little differently packaged, and then they get to eat out on course. So it's been pretty good.
And that's all individual packaged. Did you?
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know how long we're going to be seeing that. Obviously, we can't do buffets anytime soon, but I wonder if that's something that's here to stay. And which kind of leads into a point I'd like to bring up is all the to-goes and all of the packaging and everything like that. It's kind of blowing us out of the water with the budgets and everything. Talk to me about your budgets and any conversation you're having with senior management and the board as far as losing that banquet revenue. Is there panic, or is there just a realization that this is what it is and nobody's overreacting? Chef Sean, what's the pulse there?
Yeah, I don't know about everybody else. I think we've rewritten the budget maybe 4 times since all this. And it's actually, there's not a lot of panic. It's just, I think everyone's under the realization of what's going on. So we're trying to take that smart step forward and just look at it. And if we know that we're going to spend that much money, where can we make it up somewhere else? And, of course, like you said, touched on with banquet staff, we have no banquets. My banquet staff is a short order cooks right now. Of course, the labor goes up, but I think they're just happy to be able to have something. Cincinnati, a lot of it is still pretty, shut down or controlled, where you come to the club and it's almost normal. Of course, for some spacing issues, but I think they understand it. They're happy to be able to have all their amenities for the most part, and they're just going to chalk this up to what it is. So far we haven't had that much back yet. We still went ahead with some capital things. We bought a pizza oven, replaced some ovens, and we're still going forward pretty strong. So it's been great. I mean, they've been really understanding. The club's been here since the 30s. I don't think they want to have it go anywhere else. So,
Chef Scott, what's any panic in the boardrooms, or?
Definitely no panic. We've done well here for the 10 years I've been here. We've been making money in food and beverage. So, definitely, as Sean said, we've rewritten the budget, probably 4 or 5 times. We understand you're probably going to lose money this year, but luckily for most of us, we're in the dues business. So the dues is what kind of covers it. Food and beverage is always, it's a plus if you can do well. I looked at it like, we're spending a lot of money on paper goods and the eco-friendly stuff. And we also saved a good bit of money on chemicals, china breakage, glassware breakage. And then, as Sean had mentioned, labor alone, we paid our entire team, 80% of their pay for the first month of April. We paid everybody to stay home. So they have to take care of your team. And so I think our board and our membership has been solid on that. And there's no panic. It's just being creative, as I said, in the packaging, the marketing, and getting the information out to the members. It's been great.
Yeah, it's good to hear that the board really understands. Obviously, they're all business people themselves, so that's refreshing. Labor, if we can touch base on labor, we're obviously in a holding pattern as far as our banquets and in other events that we have going on. Do you have a contingency plan right now, chefs, that maybe you have 2 or 3 resumes just sitting there waiting to pull the trigger, or are you a little hesitant to even go that far right now, as far as bringing in more staff right now, Chef Sean?
Actually, we're looking to fill positions. So I guess if anyone out there,
Ditto.
I wish I had some resumes on my desk that I could pull the trigger on. No, and I mean it's kind of a good thing too. You know, the staff has been able to become more efficient. But we're looking for maybe about 8 positions right now. Everything just opened up right away. The staff did a great job of filling in all those voids. I mean, heck, usually on the weekends like tonight, I'll probably be picking up a station just to help out so we can facilitate some of the summer house. But you know, right now I'm just trying to reach out. I was reaching out to some guys in Florida that I know to see if maybe they would want to come up. But some of them were called back. So we're just trying to see that some of the local restaurants have closed. So there's some good guys out there. It's just, of course, they're all pretty high dollar, some of them. So, you know, we're in a holding pattern in that sense. But you know, hopefully things will start turning around too once some of this government subsidy goes away a little bit, maybe in July.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a bad taste in chef's mouth when you hear, I don't want to go back to work because I'm making more money not working. It's a little disappointing to hear. But Chef Scott, are you in the same? I would have thought there would have been some good help out there, being that you know, the restaurant economies are really down. You're not finding that so much? It's still a little challenge?
I think the people are out there. I don't know that I'm looking as hard yet. I mean, again, without banquets, it's hard to justify having another 5 people in that department. We've moved everybody around to accommodate doing, you know, like you said, the outlets downstairs by the pool, the bar, the snack bar. We've been moving people wherever we can to keep them, you know, paid and keeping them happy. I just lost a guy and just hired another person to replace. I just on the phone today on my way in for an hour talking to a young man in PA about possibly coming on board. It's like you said, kind of have him on the hook, but I don't know if I have a spot just yet. And I don't want to over offer something. You know, we don't know if we're out of the woods yet, which I don't think anybody is. So, but they're not stacking up like we kind of hope. Maybe there'd be 1,000 resumes coming around, but you know, again, people are hesitant because look what happened to the restaurant industry in general. You know, everybody's out of a job and they don't have anywhere to turn, which is where I feel we're blessed to be in a club where the membership really takes care of us.
Yeah, I would think that'd be a selling point going forward after what we went through and are going through, is the stability of a club and what that offers your hourly employees, your management, your sous chefs and everything. You can let them know that the clubs have weathered the storm and the stability and the benefits, and it might be a selling point down the road to, you know, turn those restaurant chefs into the country club world. And it's always, I think the stigma is gone away with the country club. You know, people coming out of culinary school always were told that you go to the country clubs and die, and I'm not sure that's the case anymore, you know?
No, we seem to be living.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I agree. I think that definitely is a good selling point. We were able to pick up, you know, 3 individuals who worked out really well from, you know, other restaurants or chains, and they've been working really well. Our thing was we did the same thing. We paid the staff their average that they made from the year previous for a month, and then we furloughed some. And the challenge is that some of them, when they went on furlough, they picked up either landscaping jobs or had a guy who was really a key member, started his own furniture company and landscaping company in that time period. So we're just going to juggle some people around, but I think at the end of it, it'll work out for the best.
Good. Events, how far out are you starting to cancel events? Or obviously 4th of July, I think for everybody is kind of written off. I'm sure that's the case with both of you. How far out are you starting to cancel events? Are we into September thinking about an invitational or you know, a 9 and dine or, you know, a twilight kind of thing? What's the feeling in the management meetings as far as still maybe taking events into September, October? Chef Sean?
We're still going ahead with 4th of July. We're able to have buffets. They have to be serviced from an individual. So we're splitting it up. So instead of 1 buffet or maybe 2, we're doing more satellite buffets where we can manage it a little bit more. There's going to be, you know, a 4th of July golf tournament, so we'll have some grab and go type deals going on there. All of our weddings, thank God, you know, they moved them over into the fall. So as of right now, I mean, we're looking pretty well for banquet business coming in the fall. It seems it's going to be pretty intense if everything opens back up and there's not the second wave. But as of right now, I mean, we haven't really canceled anything. We maybe put a hold on some things, but for right now, it's looking all right.
That's great. You're one of the few clubs I heard still doing 4th of July. Almost most of the chefs I've talked to are canceled 4th of July. So good for you guys. You'll adapt. You'll make it happen, huh?
Oh, thank you. How about you, Chef?
For us, we actually went back and forth on it. We didn't want the publicity of it. We do close to 1,500 people here on a big lobster event, whatnot. So they thought it was almost impossible to social distance. Sounds like you got a pretty big club over there to spread out. We jam 1,000 people on our back lawn, and that's pretty tight. So right now we're optimistic and hopeful that we can do something Labor Day weekend, maybe that Saturday, make it a bigger event. You know, the fireworks is always great. So we're still doing a lobster party the night before 4th of July, small cookouts. So a lot of to-goes again, and just being creative to keep people around and engaged at the club. But all of our events, I would say 90% of our weddings move to next year, which is good that we still got most of them on board. As far as, like I said, the member guest and field days and things like that, we're still doing them. We're still, you know, breaking them up and making things happen on course. There probably won't be big dances and dinner parties of 200-300 people. At least we haven't figured out yet how to pull it off. I think we can do it successfully, but we're also trying to follow those guidelines pretty well and try not to get in trouble here.
And I mean, for us as well, I think it will be a 4th of July celebration, but you know, we don't have the kids games. We don't have fireworks and things like that. So I think it's actually more for the pool aspect of it. So you know, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we kind of had to offer something. A la carte dining is fully open. I don't think we'll have the numbers that we usually have, but just something to try to make it somewhat normal. And that has been the overall feedback I've received, is that members are just excited to come to the club for some normality, and they know it's safe, and they know it's, you know, that we're at least trying to do the right thing as much as possible. It's been very welcoming.
Yeah, that's a common theme. Are your a la carte menus limited? Obviously, doing to-goes, you know, you didn't want to do a fish fry or something like that. But coming off of the to-go only into your patios, did you still keep limited menus and rotated them a little bit, or what's the philosophy currently as far as the volume of, you know, menu items you have?
We scaled down. It was actually a great opportunity for us to do that. When I first came on board, which was about 3 seasons ago, it was a huge menu. And every time we put one out, we would cut back and get something a little bit more manageable. And when we were doing just carry out, we went with a pretty limited menu. And now I think for a la carte, we're up to about a 30 item menu with specials, and we're going to change it out, you know, 8 times a year now. So I think, and the membership loves it. All of our largest selling items are actually our features. So you've seen this transition from, you know, say a steak or a salmon. Those are now on the 4th and 5th line. So it's been a great response for us, and we've been able to keep inventory back a little bit as far as what we used to run with.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how things like this pandemic changed your business model just a little bit for the better. Still a 30 item menu. That's, you know, that's a pretty healthy menu.
Yeah, it was.
That's a big menu.
off of this, well, I'll show you. I mean, I'll send you one of the menus from before. But
crazy.
Yeah, same for us. We we started off with a very slim menu, and again, we grew it back to almost normal. The bigger issue was obviously, and maybe it's the same for everybody, was the supply chain. A lot of vendors went to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday delivery versus 6 days. And even now, we still have some people here in Cleveland that are still only doing 4-day deliveries. So we got creative, on how to get product and fresh fish The veggies was probably the biggest thing, and obviously everybody knows the meat was pretty bad the last few weeks as far as pricing. But I'd say we're almost back to normal. We're offering 2-3 specials a night, and again, just weekly specials, and again, we're selling out every night, which is great.
Awesome. Speaking of dinner menus, and we're running out of time here, we like to talk to the chefs about something on the dinner menu that you can't take off, something maybe you inherited or have right now that maybe you'd lose your job if you took it off. It could be. Chef
Yeah,
Sean?
we have a soy salmon dish that when I first started, there was actually 3 salmon dishes on the dinner menu. So we took, one was more of a healthy one, and then this other one was this Asian inspired dish. And we opted to just leave the soy on. and so I think eventually though we'll be able to change that. But it's just, it has stir-fried rice, stir-fried veg with bean sprouts, and then it's almost like a General Tso glaze, and then there's some sesame oil and rice wine vinegar macerated kind of, carrots and scallions on top. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's an easy pickup. It's just, I think my guys have cooked quite enough of them, especially the guys who've been there for, say, 12 years. But that's one thing that, I can't take off.
It's not broke. Yeah.
No.
Chef Scott, what about Cleveland?
Oh, we got the Lake Erie walleye, man. If you touch the walleye, you're probably going to get, we go through probably 50 pounds of walleye a week here. Simply broiled with rice, roasted tomatoes, spinach, and beurre blanc, and it's been that way for 10 years. We saw enough of it that I'm not worried about it. They enjoy it. Let them have it.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, chefs, thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a good weekend, and good luck in the future. I'm sure it sounds like we're going to get some banquets back here pretty soon. And thanks for enjoying. You guys stay in touch with each other as well. All right.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Thanks. All right, guys.
Yep.